Welcome, Cancer, to the month of August 2017. I'm Megan of North Star Astrology, and this month of August is going to be quite significant for your ruling planet, the Moon, because shortly into the first week of the month, we will be having a partial lunar eclipse and a total lunar eclipse this month of August. But the month starts out with Uranus going retrograde in your 10th house of career and public standing and the ego on August 3rd at 5 minutes 32 seconds. Then Jupiter squares Pluto. Jupiter in your 4th house of the home in Libra squares the planet Pluto in your 7th house of relationships and business partners and others. Squares Pluto, so you may have some tension in the home or some kind of major transformation in relation to your home or others. Then the moon goes full. When the moon becomes full on August 7th in Aquarius, in your 8th house of sex, death, and taxes, at 15 degrees 25 minutes, there is a big emphasis on your feelings, since it is a full moon and it does rule you, Cancer. But not only that, we then, on the very same day of August 7th, have a partial lunar eclipse occur, also being in your 8th house. And because this is a humanitarian sign, being that the full moon and the partial lunar eclipse are both in Aquarius, you can use your feelings toward transformational healing in a humanitarian way toward others or your partner toward you. But in my sense, it would be, my feeling on the matter is that perhaps a healing art, as in like Reiki, or if you have any kind of inclinations toward that, that's for August 7th. Now, Uranus semi-squares Neptune on August 11th, and a semi-square is a 45-degree angle, so that's not a big thing to worry about just yet. And I'll get into that in another video. But Mercury goes retrograde on August 13th in your 3rd house of communications. And and being that Jupiter is in your ruling house, the 4th house, I wanted to mention before I forget that your home is greatly emphasized with this square. But back to Mercury. Mercury goes retrograde again on August 13th. Then the moon goes into the last quarter on August 15th in your 11th house of hopes, dreams, goals, and friendships. So you can realize your dreams coming to fruition or wrapping up, or maybe those goals that you had hoped for maybe might come to some kind of positive, though, ending, as in it comes to its culmination, or hopefully not, but maybe an ending of a friendship, but we don't want to hear that. Let's see. But that's at 22 degrees Taurus, 25 minutes. Then the new moon happens at 28 degrees Leo, 53 minutes, in your second house of money. And so not only does the sun and moon come together, but there's Mars, the north node of the moon. And so there is a great emphasis on your pocketbook, being that the second house deals with money and what you value. Then on that same day of August 21st, we then have the total lunar eclipse happening in your second house. So not only, as I said, not only is this a great emphasis for you, Cancer, because the moon rules your sign, but here it also signifies a very new understanding of your values in a transformational way. There is a slight inconjunct with partnerships, but however, there is a trine from your second house to your sixth house of health and work. So your feeling nature can manifest itself in a harmonious way with all that you've been working on over the past months, and I'll get to that soon, as Saturn, since it's been going retrograde since April 6th, 2017, goes direct on August 25th. So then, however, the moon, which was had been in Virgo, goes in Virgo here the prior day, or very close to having Saturn go direct. The moon sextiles Venus, which is in your sign as well. So new and harmonious communications with your body, your own inner child, if you will, happens with all of this going on here. So not only do we have a beautiful trine from the second to the sixth, but then we have a sextile from the first to the third house. Then Venus enters your second house as well, going into Leo. And man, this has been a very busy month, as August, as most people know, is a Leo month. But wow, the activity. But on August 26th, Venus has entered your second house. So as I said to Gemini, you really do need to watch your spending a bit, as not to go overboard. Then on August 27th, Jupiter sextiles Saturn and coming from your 4th to your 6th again, and a major emphasis on home and maybe working from the home or taking care of your health, as in building a home gym. Then the first quarter moon happens, and that happens on August 29th at 6 degrees Sagittarius, 11 minutes. Oh, and I want to point out, and I'm so sorry that I keep forgetting this. I'm so new to this discussion of lunar, total and partial lunar eclipses, but because the lunar eclipse, total lunar eclipse, is in Leo rather than just being a partial one, and this happens on, because it happens on August 21st at 20 minutes 40 seconds, please be mindful of wearing protective eyewear when viewing, or have your children, if you have any, wear protective eyewear, as well as this beautiful emphasis of the north node of the moon in Leo conjunct all of the sun, and when the moon was there in its new state, the beautiful emphasis on reestablishing your values, intrinsic, deep, yearning values, and cherishing those values, not just monetarily or materially, but, you know, keeping in mind that it's all very joyful in a sense, especially when spending. Back to the moon, though, in the first quarter on August 29th, that moon in Sagittarius also, should I say, here we go, opposes all of what we just went over here, and as I see oppositions, it's a way to learn and have a greater awareness of not only yourself but your partner. What does your partner value? So this is a very big eye-opener for most Cancerians. And then Mercury enters, or excuse me, goes retrograde again, going back into your second house on August 31st. So, wow, I mean, in all of this in your second house, so your feelings and the way you communicate all of your values will be quite emphasized. And because the north node of the moon is there too, along with the total lunar eclipse, it all ties into what you want to establish as far as new ground rules for yourself, perhaps, new financial stability, and so forth. So that, Cancers, is my take on what you can expect for August 2017. And with that, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much.